What's going on, guys? We are in the shop today working on the Jeep. Now in my last video, we finished up the LS swap completely. I know that project took longer than it should have, but it is finally done and I'm not having any issues with it whatsoever. So I recently took it out to Crossbar Off-Road Park to test it out. It was actually this past weekend and I had absolutely zero problems related to the LS swap, which is really, really cool. Did I have some other issues? Absolutely I did, but I'm gonna fix those later. I got this Jeep back in early 2018 and most of the exterior upgrades were done by the previous owner. I'm gonna start in the front here with the front bumper. This is an old steel Genrite bumper. Again, it's not really my style, but it worked for what I needed it to do while I was doing all of these other upgrades. The previous owner also did these DIY Highline Fenders. I'm not exactly sure how they did it, but for normal fenders, they come down to about this line right here. Now they somehow moved it up and chopped part of the hood. So again, DIY Highline Fenders were not done by me. I know I get a lot of questions on those, but that is what the previous owner did. They also installed these Poison Spider rock rails and corner armor. And then the rear bumper was I think it's a Garvin Wilderness rack I think that's what it's called. It was actually a really nice setup. It was a little rattly, again, and if I was doing more of an overland style build, it would have been perfect for this Jeep. It also had an old Rampage top on here. Now that kind of fell apart over the past couple years and I ended up just taking it off completely recently because I have a new top for it along with a new front and rear bumper. I've also got some new springs going in and something under the hood. So I'm gonna go over some of these common upgrades that should have been done a while ago, but I'm just now getting around to doing them today. We're gonna start off with the bumpers. I picked up a set of the Barnes 4-wheel drive Pritchett Canyon series bumpers. We're currently running these on the JK and the JT, so picked up a set for the LJ as well. I get really excited about bumpers. They're such a simple upgrade, but I think it adds kind of personality and kind of like, I don't know, style to the Jeep because everybody has a different style.
Except for us, because we have three. Now we're gonna have three of these bumpers.
But
I guess we like them.
This is our style. I love it. Now these are also direct bolt-on, so there's no crazy modifications we're gonna have to make. They also come bare steel, which means we can customize it to what we want. And in my case, I'm gonna be painting these Steel It gray. It kind of goes with the theme of the Jeep already, so I'm gonna break out the sander and get these things painted because it is gonna take a day or two to dry. Prep work is the key to a really nice paint job. I actually went to Home Depot this morning and got a new sander just for this job. Now Steel It likes a really rough surface, the rougher the better. So we're gonna sand down the rear bumper just like we did the front, then get it painted and wait a day or two before actually putting it on. Finished painting the bumpers last night, but they are still drying. So while that's happening, we're gonna move on to the next exterior upgrade, which is going to be putting a new soft top on the Jeep. Now, when I got this Jeep 4 years ago, the top that was on it was perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong with it. But recently, the strap started breaking. We ended up just taking it completely off and buying a new top. Now, when it comes to tops, there are tons of different options out there. For me personally, and for my Jeep, I don't need something that is super high quality and very sound deafening because no matter what kind of top I get, this Jeep is going to be very noisy to drive around in. Also, I'm going to be taking it out on the trails, which means I will likely run into a tree, or not run into a tree, but slide it along a tree or slide it along a rock. And I don't want to spend a ton of money on something I'm going to probably destroy anyway. So I ended up getting a Rampage top. This was the exact same top that was on here when we bought it. A couple of reasons I got the Rampage top is one, it is budget friendly. It is about half of the price of some of the nicer tops on the market. So I really liked that budget point. Two, it has a feature I haven't seen other tops have. So instead of kind of fanning back, right, like normal tops do, they'll just kind of bloop, come out and then the sun comes in on the passenger in the back seat. This one stays on the top, but you can take off the side windows and the back window and stuff it in the top so you're not taking up room in your tub when you're trying to store it. So let's go grab Ben because I'm gonna need an extra set of hands for this. Later, the top is on. It's a quick and easy install. And again, one of my favorite parts about this top is that the side windows and the back window fold right up and zipper in so they're nicely tucked away and it's nice and clean. Now, I can't put the side windows and the back window on right now anyway because there is so much mud caked on the Jeep right now. I don't want to stuff all that mud up under there. So before I take this thing to the car wash and give it a bath, it's time to move on to project number 4, which is some new front coil springs. Looking at the Jeep from the side, you can tell that the rear is slightly higher than the front. Now, when I got this Jeep 4 years ago, the previous owner had put a 2.5-inch rock crawler lift on this thing all the way around. Now, when I upgraded from a tire size 35 to 37s, we had to raise the rear because the tires did not have enough clearance. So we put the Clayton 4-inch springs in the rear, and back then it looked pretty even, but I'm thinking these rock crawler springs have to be pretty old because there's no telling when the previous owner installed them. So we are going to put the 4-inch Clayton springs in the front as well today. I've got them right here in this box. We've been running Clayton springs on the Gladiator for almost 2 years now. They make a premium product. We're really satisfied with the ones that are on the Gladiator. So I went ahead and went with them for the LJ as well. Now, while I'm in there putting the new springs in, we are going to add some new locked off-road bump stops. I have the old DV8 bump stops in there, which Ben ran on his JK for, I think, a couple of years. So it's definitely time for some new hydraulic bump stops. So let's get all of this stuff on the Jeep. Got the old spring and bump stop out. The old bump stop is actually just completely dead. I mean, there's no movement left.
It left, yeah, all pressure is gone from this.
So we've got our new ones here. These are adjustable, which means we're gonna have to set our bump stop. Now, if you're interested in how to set this up on a TJ, I have an old video where I actually did that. So I'll put that in the description below, along with everything else I'm using in this video. Now, to set our bump stop length, I'm gonna throw this on, and then throw the tire on, and then check for clearances. So we're gonna check and see how high our tire can go before it rubs the fender, but also we wanna make sure our bump stop hits before the shock is fully collapsed. I'm gonna keep jacking this up, and then Ben is gonna be my eyes to make sure the shock doesn't bottom out.
So you got about 1.5 inches. Yep, keep going. Right about there, you're bottomed out.
That's like right on the, it looks like this was probably right there. Set pretty good. That looks so much better.
Does it? Let's settle them, you know? 1,
Let's get
2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I don't know if they settled, but it had to have helped some, right?
No, look, it looks even now. The Clayton 4-inch springs were definitely the way to go. Once it settles out a little bit in the front, it is going to have the perfect stance. I kind of feel a little silly for keeping it the way it was before. There was definitely an obvious difference between the front and the rear. Now that the springs and bump stops are on, we can move on to the bumpers. So the bumpers have been drying for about 24 hours now. I'm gonna let them dry overnight just to make sure that steellet hardens and they're ready to go on first thing in the morning. It's morning, time to get the bumpers on, but you might notice the Jeep is up on the lift right now, and that is because we had to drop the rear diff cover because my rear locker is not working. So I have an electric locker back here. It is getting power. The magnet is magnetizing. It's just not magnetizing enough to actually lock. So we're gonna try a couple of different things in here to see if we can get it to work before EJS. If not, I don't know. I will keep you guys updated on what's going on with that. But let's get this rear bumper off. It is literally just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts, I think, to get this one off, and then we can just bolt a new one right on. Give it the beat! These are incredibly tight. We're gonna need some PB Blaster and some matte gas. Getting this old bumper off was a pain in the butt. Luckily, putting the new one on is much easier. It's literally just like 4 studs, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and then they tie in on the bottom. I think that's it.
That was shockingly easy to install. I already like the look of this one better. The old bumper was all clanky and it was big, it stuck out much more. This one is much more compact to the body. It gives me a higher clearance, and I really like the steelite gray. I don't think y'all can really tell how it ties into the Jeep yet because it is just covered in mud, but once I clean it all up, I think you'll see how it looks. The front should be just as easy as the rear. The hardest part is going to be pulling the winch off, and I mean hardest part will be moving the winch over so we can get the bolts off for the front, pull it off, and bolt the new one on. sway bar spacers are in, the winch is bolted to the bumper, time to get this thing on. Now that the front bumper is on and I took this to the car wash and gave it a bath, I think you can see how the Steel It Gray really ties into the front bumper, the hood louver, and the wheels. I'm really liking that look. I think it offsets all of that dark black along here. Also, the new springs, they rode really well. It felt really nice on the road, but now that it is lifted a little bit more, it seems like the tires are almost too small for this, but 37s I think are a great look. I think the springs are gonna settle over time, and then that's gonna make the stance just look perfect. I also think the new top will look really good once I put all the windows on it. Don't forget, Barnes has a 10% discount code with the code JEEPKEER, but all the details to that are in the video description below. I have also mentioned I took this wheeling for the first time since the LS swap. I'm gonna throw some clips at the end of this video here. As always, guys, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and my name's Cassie, and keep Jeeping classy.
Right there. Driver, go, go, go. Go, yeah. There you go. Oh, there you go. Up. There you go. Stay in it. Woo. Oh man, I'm not able to get out and film, but Cassie walked that one. Let's see if she can crawl up that second ledge. Oh yeah! So at this point, Cassie's muffler is gone, so she is wheeling the most loud, straight piped rig. It is loud, but man, it sounds good. Looks like she's got it. Got it.
Yeah. Don't get a run and start at it, but come up. Right there, go. Go, 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 go.
This thing is doing pretty good for its first time out.